Good, what's good, what's good? David Flores, the Bike Life Surfer, your host and co-host, DJ.
DJ Seldom
What?
C.
Oh my God! Hold up, cut.
I know,
It's your
right,
bike,
right.
right? Hey,
See,
that does not count. I
no,
totally
but
went out.
see, listen. Before you was acting like you ain't want to say my title, so I felt
No,
like
I was going to today. I was going.
okay,
Okay, let's
let's get it rolling
hold
over.
on. Okay, here we go. What's up, y'all? Tonight we're gonna do some BMX talk. But I am David Flores, your Bike Life Surfer from the 5280, and my co-host, DJ Seldom Seen. What's up, my guy?
You wait, whoa, you forgot. You forgot.
Oh, and I'm sorry. The
Oh my God.
Emperor of Bike Life. One more time. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm David Flores, your Bike Life Surfer, your host, and with my co-host, the Emperor of Bike Life, DJ Seldom Seen. What's
Bam,
up,
bam,
baby?
bam, 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 bam.
What's going on, my man?
Man, I am chilling like a villain. This
Yeah.
weather change, man, is doing something crazy out here to people though. You know what I'm saying? It's got life and different out here. For real.
Yeah,
Um
it's raining up in this bitch over here today.
well you know that bad the Melissa, the hurricane, Melissa, all the Melissas in the world, you are causing wreaking havoc out here. Um Jamaica is getting hit really bad, so we send our prayers out to them for sure. Um but the storm's been hitting everywhere, out west, down south, Midwest, in the mountains. Uh, it's getting bad for them, so we definitely want to send the prayers out to them. I've been staying up on top of it, so um, they are hanging in there thus far, but their category is up there, 4 or 5. They're anticipating a disaster, but hopefully it don't. Um, So that's why we're getting hit too. We're paying for it. They don't understand we're getting hit, but not as bad as them. So our prayers out to Jamaica.
Yeah, I saw Ben in Detroit posted that because he had went out there and did some work out there himself. So yeah, that much prayers to them out there. How long has that been going on
Yeah.
for? What, the last 3 days?
It just started probably about like yeah, well, since it is new week, yeah, last week. Last week it started kicking in probably like the beginning about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago.
Damn, that's definitely unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um, have you gotten out at all?
Uh No, man, I've been so swamped with work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks out, that be seeing me sometime. They think that I just don't do a whole lot, but man, I am a workhorse behind these closed doors. And it's demanding because I do some stuff for some heavy hitters. So it kind of has me locked in. It's kind of like how the YouTubers and stuff do. They're constantly out there working, and it seems like they're just on the screen, but a lot of work come behind that. Designing, designing music, mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I got my own radio station to run. Um, Everything. And
Yeah.
I'm still going through it with Google because my Google app is not working and it's not my fault at this point. And they changed their platform. So with that being said, it's a lot of people that want to tune into the station. Now, if you had the app previously, it's working perfectly. Or you can go to the website djseldomscene.com and listen live to the radio station. But the Apple users are good. It's Google now, and I had the same problem a year ago with the Apple platform, and my station been running since COVID, since COVID. Since COVID, my station has been running strong, so it's successful. Much love to all my UK people out there that listen to the radio station. Even the haters that don't want to listen to it, we know you listen to it sometime, but enjoy it because I'm here for you all. I love you all.
Hmm. You know,
I
I
kind of
do.
try to I kind of sounded like Birdman with the verses, how he was getting on some people. So let me take that back. I love everybody. So, but go ahead.
I haven't got any bicycle. I have not rode at all with this weather. I was still too high off of the Denver Broncos win yesterday. I think it was 44 to
Hey,
24.
listen, man, we're not gonna talk about no horses.
What when I was talking about the Broncos? Come on now. They're 5-2. They won 44 to 24
You see
over
that, right?
the what is that? The Lions? Did they
What the
even
hell you
win?
mean? What do you mean? What is that?
Did they win again or did they lose? I can't keep track of their
Man,
losses and wins.
listen. I listen. This is to tell you right there. I'm a true Lions fan because I got a tire to match everything. You know what I'm saying? So for those who really rock with the Lions, you know what I'm saying?
Is that right?
That's what we gonna do to the Broncos. It's gonna be like
I think it's actually I think the Broncos Lions will play next year in Denver this time. I think it's like every other year they play.
listen, just all you gotta do is type in the top 3 NFL football teams, and I guarantee you the Broncos are not in the top 3.
Yes, they are. They're in
Type
first
it in.
place.
Listen, all you gotta do is type it in. Ain't nothing
All
but a
right,
quick little Google search.
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. See,
The top 3 NFL teams. That's all you gotta type in. Don't type in AFC, NFC, and all that.
oh shit, yeah,
Right.
you're tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
Okay, it says the Detroit Lambs, the
Really?
the
Really?
the, the
Really?
Philadelphia Cardinals, and the Washington Commanders are the top 3 teams. Wow. Huh.
And Washington is playing right now.
Wait a minute. This was last year. Sorry.
Okay, it's still probably close to the same.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's still gonna be about the same difference.
Wow. This is actually that was all wrong. The Lions, yes, it says number 1. The Colts number 2, and the Chiefs are 3rd, are widely to be the top teams. Huh. Oh, that's different. Different data, different places. The Lambs. You guys are still. What is that guy? That quarterback, Bobby something, Bobby Lane. You guys are still cursed by him. Yeah, Detroit. I said it. What?
Hey,
They're like, he's got to come back home eventually.
listen, you see where Denver's at and where the Lions is at. See that gap in between?
Well, we're still in first place, just like you guys are. We're still in first place.
But you see that gap? They don't got y'all winning the Super Bowl. They got us being the top contender for the Super Bowl.
Oh, stop it.
So that's what matters.
Look at AJ's in the house. What's up, Efren? What's up, Efren? What's going on, y'all? Such a hater. Yes, I am. Hater. I got to. It's kind of funny. You know, when I bought all my custom jerseys, I actually did buy a Lions number 44. Excuse me. I bought a number 44 one, you know, last name all stitched in and had the applique. It was all dope and everything like that. Had the matching shoes, had the hat, like the whole nine. You know how I get down. I had some Air Max 90s to boot to match, dude. Pettiwinkle blue and gray. And I put that jersey on.
I ain't giving you no credit for that. Don't try to be on the little team now.
Oh, no. It gets better, dude. I like put the jersey on. I put it all on, bro. I swear it felt like holy water. I started burning my skin and shit. I ended up having to give it to an uncle. I only wore it one time and never touched that again.
You know why I felt like holy water? Because you the devil.
Oh, yeah.
You're the Bike Life Devil. That's what we're going to start calling you, the Bike Life Devil.
Bike Life Devil. That's a good one. I've been called lots of things. I've been what's this is man, check out my Leo out. Mm-hmm.
See that? See, listen, you see with the chat? There we go, chat. There we go, chat. There we go.
I never read it. I always read it. I'm just sitting here.
Sometimes I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's the chat is all for the Lions.
Yeah, no, I don't know about all that now.
What is Leo? What is a Leo?
No.
You know what it is.
Oh my goodness. You're hilarious. Adorable more than anything. Here in about 5 minutes, we're gonna have Isaac Irvin on, our special guest. He's a BMXer, YouTuber, podcaster, the whole 9 yards. He is a baller when it comes to them 29-inch BMX bikes, and I think he just rides bikes in general, everything. But we're gonna find out here shortly.
Yeah, definitely. I've
Yes,
I've been checking him out. So I've been waiting for this interview myself. I've been excited. So he got fans just interviewing him right now too.
Mm-hmm.
We
I'm
are
like,
fans.
you know what? You started out tonight.
We can do that. We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah, everybody knows I'm running my mouth all the time, talking, being the lead. How about you take the lead on this one, and then I'll jump in.
All right, that sounds like a plan, man.
Good plan.
Plan.
Don't worry, I won't be Ricky Bobby on you.
Shake and bake.
Right? I won't be that one.
Shake and bake.
I'm saying, dude, I can still hear him working downstairs, man. This is hilarious. This poor guy.
Weren't they doing that when you was at work?
They was doing it. The problem is he won't get here at like 9 o'clock. He wants to get here at like 11 to 1, or so it's 1 o'clock, and then I get home by 4. He's still working. He's like, "Don't rush me, don't rush me." But it's like, are you almost done? Like but I feel for the guy. He's just a one-man crew too. He's a little old guy, so he's doing his thing. All right, about 4 minutes. What's this? Emperor gonna add to the fleet. Emperor gonna add to the fleet. That's
the bikes. That's the fleet is the bikes. The
what are you going to add to the fleet? Jesus, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a little slow today.
That's that Down syndrome-ness. See, told you.
Oh, here we go. Hey, you were not politically correct, sir. There's certain things.
Thanks. Read what you read 10 times again, just like you did, though. That's what you do.
I'm like, if we're going to add to the fleet, there we go.
That's it. That's better.
What are you going to add? What are you going to add? You keep saying you're going to add something. What do you got? What do you got lined up?
Y'all just got to see, because listen, everybody know when I come correct. So it is no question about that. So you just got to stay tuned.
Scottie Pippen bike?
Say that again?
You have the Scottie Pippen bike?
There you go. There you go with the jokes again.
I'm messing with you.
There you go with the jokes again.
He got that Jordan bike. Bike.
My stuff, and you know what? I don't even enter it in no competitions. I'm the people's champ. I'd rather it be that way. I'm the people's champ. So when people see it, they all say, "That's the winner right there. That's the winner right there." And I'll take that. I'll take it like that. Just like my nickname, Superman. I just I'm for the people. I ain't worried about the accolades or everything. I'm for the people. I give people stuff to look at. Give them I can do that type of ideal in their head. Yes, I can do it too. Me too.
We are just
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Look at that. We got David. What up? Oh my God, my boy Goat's watching. What up, Goat? Goat is from a local crew called the Suicycles.
What up? What up? What up? Yeah. What up?
I always meet him for coffee.
Tell some of these people, man, tell them y'all gotta get me in the inbox. I need some patches and stickers and stuff. Well, y'all gotta get with me.
I can get you a Scorchers one, probably from Jason Lewis. The Suicycles, they just don't. They got their own they got like beanies and sweatshirts and hoodies and sometimes stickers.
I'll buy something off of them. That's all right.
You have to hit up Damien for that one. I could get you in contact with him. He's a hell of a designer like you. He does what you do and stuff like that. He does, I think, a lot more embroidery though, but he does some graphic design when he can. But that dude is constantly busy. Like he has I believe he has like a print shop and embroidery all at one business. So I know that's got to keep you on your toes, man, when you're working those machines.
I might have to hit him up then because I spread my stuff out. If he good, he could do some work for me. You know what I'm saying? I be glad to talk to him. So,
yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
Well, in about 1 minute, we're going to have Isaac on. He should be logging on here shortly, right around 7:15. Look at that. He called himself the Suicycles. Look at him representing. They're an outlaw. They're an outlaw bunch. They got this guy that's on their crew. His name's Red. He's he's cool as shit. He's a mechanic, that's for sure. That dude can fix about anything. He just built a bike that's pretty dope. It's pretty dope e-bike. Like a
Oh,
kit.
okay.
Yeah. There's like a handful
Yeah,
of people out here that like to build those.
yeah. But matter of fact, hey, Chris, my darling, oh my darling. Hey, Chris, if you watch it, hit me up later, man. I need to chat with you, man, about some things. I'm trying to put something together, so we got to talk. Leave me your number. Inbox me your number, man, so I can call you. If I don't call you later tonight, tomorrow, something like that. But I definitely need to get at you because I'm putting something together, man. I wasn't trying to do it, but I got some hotness, and and it's gonna require some work. So definitely get at me because I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm coming out of the woodwork or something. So now it's time to get ready for our man.
Yeah, I'm hitting him up right now.
The man of the hour. Maybe make it a grand entrance. She's gonna ride in on this BMX or something.
All right. Should be logging on any second.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I'm definitely I wasn't trying to do it, but I'm that's why the add to the fleet, they know it's coming. It's brewing. The top is starting to bubble a little bit. So it's about to be something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like for everybody out there. So and like I said, you've seen some of my stuff. You ain't seen it, but you've seen it. You took a little short tour around the stuff, so I got some heat. You didn't seen a little bit of the fire, just that's
Definitely.
there.
Yeah. Isaac, anytime you're ready to come on, man, you're just jump on with us. He should be logging on any second now. I know they're having my boy Eric Stieber is having a review of he did like a 20-minute show tonight of it's actually let me read it to you. You'll like this. It's pretty I know they're like discussing. I'm gonna watch it after the show, but where is it at? I got Eric. There he is. So he's doing like a 36 hours and 2 bike parks. It's where they go on a road trip and they talk different bike parks that they're riding and everything like that. It's I'll send you the link for it afterwards.
Right.
So
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely is. My boy Eric gets down when he does his thing.
Yeah, that's a good well, yeah, we'll talk about that. We got some ideas with certain things that we can pull out the woodwork with that.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Isaac, anytime you're ready, come on, man. We're waiting for you. If you're not out popping wheelies right now, I bet you he's at you know what? I wonder if he's even came in from riding yet. That dude and his videos are insane.
Yeah, he might be finishing up something.
Right there. Big bike BMX. You can go ahead and lead, my friends, and I will jump in. Oh, there's one. There's part of it. Hey,
what's
hey,
going on?
What up? What up?
Bam,
what's up,
bam, 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 bam. What's going on, my BMX master?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to hang out with you guys. We'll talk some BMX, get to know one another. I'm excited, dude. It's fun to be on this side of it. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, I was watching some of your videos.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
That's what I was about to say. It was like checking you out, man. You've been definitely doing your thing. I am a BMX. I'm a everything rider. I want to get something built, but BMXs has always been my love.
Yeah.
So everything that you got going on, man, has been so interesting. Like I don't even know where to start with you because I mean, like, when you got started, where did it all begin with that? So was it from youth or did you adult do this?
No, it was all like, it's a trip, dude. I mean, I started, dude, gosh, man. I mean, I got my first bike when I was like 11. And so I grew up poor, man. You know, grew up in California in this little tiny town, and like I wanted a bike, but it was kind of like there was like 8 of us sharing one bike that like someone had on the neighbor in like the block, right? So
Oh wow.
we all just kind of like shared someone's bike, you know. And I finally got a bike when I was like 11, and dude, that just changed my entire trajectory because I grew up a single child, so like for me to have entertainment, I had to leave the house.
Right.
It's not like
Yeah.
nowadays where you can live your best life inside of a house,
Literally.
all
Right.
that,
Yeah.
right? That was for like that Silver Spoons TV show kid. That wasn't my
Right.
life, you know what I mean? Like so going outside, like you can only walk so far before you were like, I gotta walk home now. But a bike, dude, you could go everywhere. There was no stopping, right? So bikes were everything for me. And then I remember honestly just going to a like the Stop and Rob gas stations, you know, like the little place like a liquor store, and
Hmm.
seeing BMX magazines. And my mom was like, I was like, dude, mom, can I get this magazine? Look at this. It's crazy. These guys are doing tricks on bikes. And she's like, we'll splurge and I could get a magazine, dude. And I went home and I memorized every picture in that magazine of like, this is
Wow.
what you can do on this bike, right? And
Yeah.
so eventually that bike got stolen from my like from where my mom worked, and I was so bummed out, dude. Everybody has a story. Everybody's had a bike stolen, I feel like, dude. So
Absolutely,
we're
absolutely.
so I'm just gonna fast forward through all the I was so sad because we know we are like we've all experienced it. Like you cry, you're like you feel violated, you're like, but that's my bike, bro. Like how? It's
Yeah.
just the first traumatic thing. Like kids have something stolen like that. So I had to wait like a year, and I got a bike for Christmas, and that was like it was a BMX bike, and the reason I would call it a BMX bike, it was a SE Racing Henderson Hauler, and it had a freewheel, and so every other
Mhm.
bike was like a coaster brake. So I was like,
Right.
freewheel was BMX, dude, and it had handbrakes, right? So I was like,
Right.
dude, this is it, this is it. So I saw went out and did a BMX race first and foremost, like I was like, I'm gonna go race BMX. Well, then as a kid, I learned all the things that have to happen for me to go to a BMX race. It was like
Exactly.
my mom had to get home from work on a Friday early enough to load up my bike and feel like driving me to the BMX races, paying for me to race, hang out there all night, then come home and like cook dinner. That's a
Right.
big ask, man, for my
Yeah.
mom, who was like, she's been up
Yeah.
since 5 o'clock, right? So like BMX racing was not easy for me to get into. So I was like, this ain't for me. And I saw Mike Buff do an endo in a BMX magazine, and it was just like goes up on his front wheel, comes back down. It was like it was a series of like 6 pictures. So you had to figure out like what is he doing, just
Right.
watching picture by picture. And
Right.
I was like, me and my buddy, we're out in the street. I'm like, bro, we could do this. So we're just
Hmm.
crashing consistently, and then we figure out like the balance point, and we're like, dude, this is amazing. And from that point on, man, I'll be honest, dude, I was hooked on like doing something different on a bike. It gave me an identity outside of just being like another kid. Like I was a kid that could do tricks on a bike. There wasn't a lot of that at the time. So like it made a lot of things easier because I like I said, like we grew up in a very like you know, it was a poor neighborhood, and so you really had to kind of stick out, or you know, you didn't have a lot of options. You know what I mean? Outside of like red and blue, you didn't have
Right.
options. But if you excelled somewhere else, man, you were kind of all right. So, but it was the '90s. Like for me, it was like early '80s and then '90s. Like that was that whole era where having something that made you stand out kind of made your life a little bit easier.
Right. Okay. Yeah. See, I was well, I'm in my 50s,
I'm
believe it or not.
52. I'm 52. I graduated in '91.
So right. So same.
Yeah.
So like when I grew up, and I was almost the same difference. I was the baby of the family, but it was such a gap in between me and the one above me.
Right.
It was like I was the only child. So
100%.
any
You're
bike
either
was
getting
kind
beat,
of
you're getting beat up or ignored. Yeah.
right, literally,
I get it.
literally,
I get it.
literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like with me, I think my first I had the BMX, the Huffy 36,
Yep.
the BMX 36. It was like the gold. I had the black and gold one. And that was the bike that got stolen. When you said that, I felt it to the core
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they
dude, I'm still
listen. They
mad.
stole
I'm
my
still
bike, and
mad.
my parts was over the neighborhood. Me and my mom drove around to people's houses picking
Yep.
up a rim, a handlebar. It was just ridiculous, man.
Yep.
So like for me, the love has always been there, but I always also I ended up switching off, with different bikes that came out. I remember the Street Machine. Huffy came out with a Street Machine. That was the first bike with the disc brakes, and it was
Yeah.
kind of like the intro into the mountain bike world. It had the little handlebars, but it was, it was a little bit bigger tire and stuff like that.
Bro, just
Um,
put a spring on it. If it was like the 1980s, just put a spring, and we were like, gotta have it. I have to have that. Like,
right.
yeah, it's got a
So
spring.
so pretty much with you never swayed off from the BMX. Then you just
Yeah,
stayed there.
yeah. I'll get into like a little bit more, right? So I started doing BMX, got really into it, loved freestyle BMX. That's what really kind of took me and kept me going, was like that progression through freestyle, because I could do it anywhere. I didn't have to go to a track. I didn't have to pay every week to do it. I could just go out in the parking lot and do freestyle. So that was cost effective to me. And I was like, okay, this is what I do.
Right.
There was, and back then you could do two things: flatland, which is the ground tricks, or ramp tricks, is kind of the way they separated it. Well, nobody in my neighborhood had enough money to have a ramp. So we all just did flatland because,
Well, you could have built one, like
yeah,
a bootleg one. With the bricks and the
well,
wood. I ain't talking about the
I will
the.
tell you, I will tell you some funny stories about like shady construction dudes helping us build a ramp. Uh, but like, yeah, dude, like it was just nuts. Like that's the way it was. So I did flatland, and I did it all the way up until I graduated high school. I went to college, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna be focused, because now like I pay for this,
Right.
right? Like I'm paying this back. So now I'm focused. It wasn't like high school anymore. So
Right.
I was really into it, but then I realized like I can't handle stress without my bike. I had no other way to deal with anxiety and stress and depression and any emotion that could make you spiral. I realized like I would look for my bike, and so I ended up basically like getting a bike while I was in college up in Seattle, Washington, and ended up just like that was the way I would get around, and I had like peace of mind back. Ended up leaving college and going back to California, and then ended up getting like starting a life. And so for me, it was like work. Now I didn't have time to spend 3 hours a day in a parking lot or in a tennis court, spinning on my kid's bike. It was like it was hard for me to justify that when I have rent and bills, and I'm like, everyone else
Mhm.
is like moving and progressing, and I'm like, man, I like this, but it's also like I got to do real life. So I gave up the bike, focused on life, and all of that, and ended up fast forward to basically 2019. I wasn't riding bikes or anything like that. I had tried to get a bike that I would feel comfortable on. And so I tried a 22-inch bike, and it wasn't that comfortable. Tried a 24, and it was like kind of felt weird. So I was like, man, they don't make bikes for me anymore. Unless I want to wear spandex and ride with a bunch of angry dentists on 10 speeds, there's no reason for me to ride bikes anymore. I'm done. And so 2019, I've got twins that were looking for bikes. And of course, I'm like, yeah, dude, if you want bikes, I will get you bikes. Uh, so went to a bike shop, and I saw a Redline 27.5 big BMX bike. And I was like, that's a Redline? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can I try that? And he's like, yeah, here, rolls it out. I go out in the parking lot, and I do like, I try and pop a wheelie, and I kind of get it up, and my wife is freaking out, and I'm like, babe, this is so much fun. You don't understand that my family has no idea like that. Because when I was a kid, I was sponsored. Like I
Right.
rode for a company called MCS. And so like I went to trade shows and represented them at like bike expos and things like that. So it was like all of that was in the past. It never came up talking to my wife in all my years. Like she knew I rode bikes,
Wow.
she knew I did tricks, but it's not like we had pictures or videos from back then, because like like to get pictures of yourself doing something, it was school picture day, the
Yeah,
Sears catalog, Olin Mills or whatever that was, where you had like
right,
the that like
right.
ghosted picture in the corner. Like
The
that's it,
double
dude, right?
exposure.
Right? Like that,
Yeah,
dude. So that's what it was like. But like, I mean, for a kid that didn't have a job to get film, get a
right,
camera, then go drop it off, then pay. It didn't seem like a good investment. Like it was like I'm paying a lot of
right.
money before I see a picture.
Our
And
only
when you're
option was the Polaroid. Remember
right,
that was it.
right, and it
And that
like
was
after 6 months, it was just gray. Again, it was all just gray. It was just like
yeah,
it was just like a duotone picture. Yeah.
right.
So like I mean, just getting pictures taken was impossible. So I don't have any pictures of that stuff. So my wife sees me doing this stuff, and she's like, dude, are you insane?" And I was like, "I used to do this, babe. Trust me. Like this is fun for me." So I think she saw that, and that year surprised me and got me a bike. Got me a SE Big Ripper, a 29-inch Big Ripper.
29er.
I love
29er.
those.
Loved it. And the
Those.
funny thing was like I work at a tech company called GoDaddy, and so at the time I've been at GoDaddy for almost 19 years, which is really weird for someone to work in a tech company that long. Usually
Mhm.
someone's like in for 2 years and they go to the next one, but I've been here forever, dude. Like since it started, like it's wild. And we're watching. I'm watching. We had to relaunch a logo because we used to have our old logo was this dude with like some orange hair, and now it looks
Oh
more like a
yeah,
heart.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, our logo changed. I was in charge of like making sure like that happened well. So I didn't have time to go Christmas shopping or go to like a bike shop and ride a bike. So I literally called this dude at a bike shop. I'm like, I found. Do you have this bike? He's like, yeah. And I was like, can I just give you my credit card over the phone? As sketchy as that sounds, and I'll be in maybe like 3 weeks. Can you just hold it? He's like, yeah, dude, this is sketchy, but okay, cool. And I gave my credit card. He held my bike for and he's a good friend of mine now. His name's Sean Spence, or Swanky Sean's on Instagram. He's my bike mechanic that taught me a bunch of stuff. But
Right.
that dude, I bought the bike from the shop he worked at, and then picked it up almost like a month later. And but I get the bike home. I start riding my bike to work every day. At the time, I was 270, and so I was a big chubby dude, bro, riding this big ass Big Ripper to work every day, like a 5 mile loop back and forth. But
Right.
by the time, I mean, I had dropped a good 40 pounds by March, because that was Christmas of 2019. March of 2020, we all shut down and went home. So I didn't ride my bike to work anymore. But then that's where like it kicked off for me as far as people knowing who I was.
Mhm.
Because I was sitting at home, 2020, dude, no one's doing anything. The world is collapsing. I'm going to take us back because like we've all lived through this and we all have the conspiracy theories. But March 11th of 2020, my boss calls me and is like, "Hey, dude, don't come to work tomorrow. We're shutting everything down." I'm like, "The hell you say? What, dude? Like, are you serious?" Um, it was a wild time, dude. And like, you'd watch the news and you're just like, "Man, are people are dying? All what in the world is happening?" It was
Yeah,
terrifying.
it's happening. Yeah.
And in that moment, dude, you were just like, I don't know, man, it's the end of the world. Like, like that was what we were thinking, right? It's just wild to think about it. But I'm sitting around and I'm like, I'm gonna make a little video about my bike because I got nothing to do outside of work. I have to stay here all the time. So I go outside, I film my bike. I'm like, hey, dudes, if you rode BMX as a kid, you don't have to ride a mountain bike or spandex out with dentists, and you can ride a BMX bike and have fun. That was it, man. I made this little video, put it up on YouTube, and that was it, dude. It was like my little home video. People watched it, found it, and it started. I was like, dude, people are watching that little BMX video I made. That's crazy. So I
Hmm.
was like, I'm gonna make another one. I went to the bike shop and I was like, bro, I'm just gonna film your bikes. Like my first video was like, you're gonna love this. Check out, they got these big BMX bikes from our past. The next video, I was like, the next weekend, I went to the bike shop. I just filmed the bikes that they had. I'm like, look, here's a GT, here's a Haro, here's a SE, here's a whatever, and that took off too. And I was like, this is nuts. So I was just filming bikes to try and show people like, dude, come ride bikes with me because I'm old and I don't have any friends that ride bikes.
Right.
So I'm like just trying to signaling like, man, I'm in
Yeah.
Arizona. If anybody rides bikes, man, let me know. And found people that did it, and then ended up interviewing this dude. I was like, my co-host at the time, his name was 80s BMX Craig. So all of the interviews that you see where we're interviewing like Hall of Fame people, it's me and
Mhm.
my buddy Craig. And literally he was an I would like an influencer. I don't know. He had a lot of followers on Instagram,
Right.
but I was like, man, I had so much like my imposter syndrome is through the roof because I'm not special at all in BMX. I'm just a dude that rode bikes as a kid, got sponsored as a kid, but as an like I'm not. I'm just a dude, just like you, just like anybody watching this. So reaching out to people and saying like, "Hey, will you come on my podcast?" was very embarrassing. It felt very like, well, "Who am I?" You know. But at the
Right.
same time, I got man, and I'm already setting it a no. All they can say is yes or confirm my no.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
right? Like, why not? So I asked this dude Craig. I'm like, man, do you want? His thing was 80s BMX. I'm like, you want to talk about 80s BMX with me? He's like, bet I'll do it. So he jumps on, and we have a great time talking about BMX. And he basically catches me up from like everything that I missed for the last 20 years. He's kind of telling me what's going on and showing me toys and all these random like BMX trinkets. Like there's a I'll show you some of my favorites, dude. Like there's a random, I have like a BMX Tough Wheel and like if you remember the BMX magazines when we were a kid, Radical Rick, right? Let me put this
Yeah.
over there. So
Yeah.
Radical, like I have a challenge coin to Radical Rick.
Yeah.
Weird trinket, desky stuff, dude. I love it.
Right.
So he's showing me like his toys and things, and I'm like, dude, that's great. Um, so we hit it off, and I'm like, hey, at the end of it, I was like, hey, do you want to come back next week and we can interview like one of your friends because you know famous people?
Right.
And at the time, he was like, dude, yeah. I was like, who do you know? And he's like, I know Matt Rickard from the SE crew. He lives by me. I was like, let's interview him.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
That's cool.
the SE rider, Matt Rickard, was my very, very first interview outside of Craig and the first interview that we had done together. And it was like for the next 3 years, we just did interviews where we would both just hit up people on Instagram that were our idols that we had pictures of them on the wall when we
Right.
were kids and like, hey, do you want to come on the show and talk about stuff? And sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. It
Right.
was just
Right.
it was a
Right.
great kickoff, and that really kind of perpetuated like my YouTube channel because it gave me something to do, and it
Hmm.
gave me it gave me a lot of stoke because I'm talking to I have a one-on-one moment with like my childhood heroes. Who wouldn't want that, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. So did that, and at the same time, like I'm riding my bike all the time, doing like local ride outs here in Phoenix, and like wheelies. I mean, wheelies is it's a staple. It's a BMX trick we all learn as kids. If you were doing stunts and kind of picking it up as an adult with these bigger bikes, the bigger wheel makes it a little bit more balanced. But my brain isn't as fast as it was when I was 13. My reaction
Right.
time isn't as fast. So the bigger wheel makes it kind of feel like home again. It's just a very homey feel to like ride your bike and do a wheelie. And the other thing that I've realized, like I've noticed that me personally, my brain can't focus on stress and not falling over in a wheelie. Like it's
Right.
one or the other. So if I'm
Right.
stressed, man, I'm gonna go for a ride. I'm like
Right.
brain
Yeah.
because my self talk is like all the time, dude. Like the like I'm a regular grown up with all the inputs from 1972 or whatever, and like
Right.
all the like the craziness of the Cold War that we all survived, right? Like you're gonna die from nuclear, and now it's AI's taking your job, and then the pandemic, and then the red team hates the blue team, and we all can't agree, and we don't talk. And I'm just like, it's all this algorithm, social media, just flooding our brains with like opinion, and no one
Right.
shares like any kind of like common ground anymore. Like, it's nuts, dude. Like I grew up in an area where like there wasn't a whole lot of like the like nowadays people will be like, what was your economic or what was your like the racial makeup of your neighborhood? And I'm just like, poor moms. That's who it was. It was
Right.
everybody. It
Yeah.
was poor
Yeah.
moms. That's who
Yeah.
lived in my apartment complex. It wasn't like it was like a certain neighborhood, this or that. It was just like it was a bunch of poor moms people that were struggling, people that were hustling, people that were doing shady stuff, like every neighborhood across the world. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Yeah.
so it kicks out, I think, people from my generation that are just like, I mean, my generation, dude, like I don't understand all the this because like my generation being 52, dude, like you weren't allowed to have an opinion. Like people would beat you for
Right.
opinions, right? Like
Exactly.
in the
Yeah.
grocery store, if I wanted an expensive cereal and I was kind of throwing a fit, like strangers would hit you and it was absolutely fine. Like it was someone's grandma you don't know would hit, like I'll hold his arms for your
Or
mom to
pinch
like
you,
get
or pinch the hell
like
out of you.
a
Yeah.
random mom would come over and bear hug you so your mom could give you one. You know what I mean? Like that was truth in the
Right.
80s, man. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
and look, it wasn't good, but I learned to mind my business. You know what I mean? Like I don't get offended for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know what matters to me, and like I have my opinions, but like you also quickly learn, dude, that like there's no such thing as a party. Like
Right.
once you get to a certain age, man, you realize like,
You
bro,
know where your piece is at. You
the
know where the
red
pieces is.
exact the red team and the blue team are all friends when the camera shuts off because they all have more money than all of us put together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're acting like they don't get along, but please, they all go to the same
Yeah, they
restaurant.
going to lunch, the dinner, the country club. They,
Right.
you know, they're betting on the games and
I'm over here at In and Out. You know what I mean? Like a normal ass person. I'm not at a country club. You know what I mean? It's just a very different world. And so I think when we all realize like, hey man, we're all being manipulated. Like we're all being told the truth about something because it makes you stay on social media, it makes you click longer, it makes you watch another video, and
Absolutely.
someone's getting paid the whole time. Like trust me, if TikTok is paying you, if YouTube is paying me for my stupid BMX home videos,
right.
I promise you they're paying people to make you
Right. Yeah, for
angry
sure.
at whatever political party you're not into.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
Same
just the
here
reality.
with my music mixtapes and stuff. Like you said, when you get paid from that, whether it's $1.69 or $116, you just imagine what they're getting
A
from your
hundred,
action.
a
Yeah,
100%. So,
yeah.
you know, like going back to BMX though, it's like I feel like BMX brings everybody together.
Mhm.
When I go to a ride out, like because when we started this interview, you're like I ride everything. I'm into just bikes, and
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I
absolutely.
you know
100%.
I am all about it. Like I don't I tend to I got a burp. Oh my gosh. Okay, I tend to gravitate towards big BMX bikes or BMX bikes because that's what I know. But at the same time, like if I show up to a ride out and some dude has like a stretched lowrider bike,
Mhm.
I am absolutely over there with my camera looking at every bolt that is polished beyond belief. You know what I mean? And this dude, like every spoke is twisted at the exact same thing. And, you know, like I like to, like, I'm an 80s guy, man. I tend to troll my friends a lot. So, like, I will make fun of my friends that go and engrave their bikes and all that and be like, oh, I like your rose gold engraved decorated bike. That's cute. But but do not think that I don't sit there and respect and appreciate the level of like detail that someone is thinking about their bike because that's where their stoke is at. I don't expect everyone to ride wheelies, do tricks, and find stoke where I find stoke. BMX or bicycles in general, like even though I'm making fun of dentists in spandex riding, 10 speeds, they're still out riding bikes, dude, and I'm
Right.
I'm here for it. I'll clown them because that's just what I do. Like I just can't not do that. But like I'm still good. Like I do not want them to stop doing it. I will absolutely do everything I can to enable them, and I love it. And so like for me, I ride with this one group called Bike Mesa in Mesa, Arizona. And come out, you guys, third Friday of every month in Bike Mesa. Just look up Bike Mesa. That's when we ride that Friday night.
Okay.
There is fixie riders. There are big BMX bikes. There are cyclists that are on road bikes. There are little tiny like office folding bikes that fold up to like
Yeah.
a suitcase that people will just transform into a bike real quick, and they're out. It's a cool ride, man, and it's everybody from every economic background, every race, every single age range from like young to old, and we just ride around Mesa looking at cool architecture, like talking to friends like, hey, what's going on at work for you? Enjoying, Arizona. We have great weather. We ride at night because it's too hot during the day, but man, at nighttime we have a great time riding around. Everyone dances out their bikes with LEDs, and
Right.
there's
Yeah.
there's like you said, music. Like there's at the front of the ride. There's a dude that actually has turntables on a trike, so he
Nice.
rides and spins while he's riding. So like if you look at some of my footage of Friday night rides, you can see a DJ on a bike that literally just mixes EDM the whole time. And if you're into EDM, great. If you're not, you're gonna have a long
You
ride
still gonna
listening to
love it. It's
EDM.
the
Yeah,
I'm
same.
gonna love it.
The,
Yeah,
the,
absolutely.
the
I'll
culture
have a
is
good time.
pretty much the same across the board. Like, if
100%.
you got two wheels and pedals, let's
I
do it.
mean, every once in a while you can walk up and ask him, "Hey man, play a little Debbie Deb or some Timmy T, play some old school freestyle," and he's like, "I got it, man. He's got it. He'll play it." So
Right.
turn
I
the
know one
corner and
thing.
it's lookout weekend.
Hey, Isaac,
Yeah,
this weekend I'll actually be in Phoenix on Friday for Critical Mass, and then I'll be in Tempe, Arizona for a ride called the Friendsgiving Ride. So I'll be riding in Arizona this whole weekend coming up.
nice, dude. Well, hit me up.
Yeah, definitely I will, man.
Let me
I'm
know.
not,
Let me know
from
where you'll
Phoenix.
be. What's that?
How far are you from Phoenix?
Dude, okay, so Arizona, dude, is like a big. This is like Phoenix is basically. I said Arizona. Phoenix is basically a big square. Phoenix
Okay.
is in the middle, and then outside you've got like Scottsdale. Then you have like Gilbert, Mesa. On the other side, like Tempe. So it's Peoria. It's basically all the Phoenix cities are in a big circle around it. So
Middle of the
I'm on
suburbs.
I'm on what's called the east side. So I'm over at Gilbert, Mesa, Tempe, Arizona, like where ASU is.
Okay.
And so I can be in downtown Tempe and like at night without traffic, I can get there in like 20 minutes. It's not bad.
Oh,
Bring
okay.
your bike.
Easy. Yeah, I mean, if I'm on a bike, dude, I am not fast. I am having a good time. I am chilling. So on a bike, it'd be like an hour and a half for me.
Okay.
But
That sounds like
I'm taking scenic routes, dude. I'm hitting if there is anything with a fountain or water, I'm riding that direction. Like I'm sightseeing, dude, when I'm riding bikes. Like this is my time. You know
I
what I
like
mean?
that.
Like,
I like
I'm
that.
not in a rush to get home.
not like I'm having a good time. I'm out seeing stuff and processing, like that's what I'm doing.
You've rode with my friend Eric Stieber before, haven't you?
Is that riding dirty?
Yeah, riding dirty, my man.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy. He's such a troll. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, he's
What a
something else, dude.
what a jerk. What a jerk. That guy is so mean to all the e-bikers, and I think it's really unfair. But yeah, I know Eric really. I don't know him really well. We've ridden a lot, and we send each other memes a lot. So I get like I know him like that. You know what I mean? Like I love his passion. I love I love that he loves all kinds of bikes because I knew him as a mountain bike guy, and then he came to a big bike ride, and he's like, "Bro, I love BMX," and I was like, "I had no idea." Next thing I know, he's sending me clips of him at a skate park on a 20-inch BMX bike, and so I was just like, "Bro, I love that. Like he's finding joy in every aspect of like his cycling." And I think that's phenomenal, to be real honest with you. I will always make fun of him just because I mean, his name's Riding Dirty. You're asking for it. But I love that guy. I think he's fantastic. And I
Right.
love, honestly, like I'm blown away by his video editing skills. Like he is a great storyteller. And I'm really stoked that he like tells bike stories because like when he wants to tell like a really good cinematic story, dude goes all in. Like he did that Mando bike review, the
That was
29er or the
cool, man.
GT. He
Yeah.
did such a good job. Like I find so much inspiration in that edit that he did. And the funniest thing is he gave me the footage, and it's like, when you watch that reel, and it's like someone's doing something really good, and it's like a perfect song, and then it changes quickly to someone else that isn't doing it as good, and the song turns to like a kazoo playing
Mm-hmm.
like that song. I'm the kazoo with that footage because I saw what he did with it, and I'm looking at it, and I have it in my editor, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like his looks buttery and creamy and like just so rich in detail. And I make an edit with his footage, and it looks like I feel like my kid is like when my kid comes to me with like just a crayon sketch, and I'm like, that needs to be on the fridge. That is a fridge worthy. And you're just looking at it like, what is it? I don't know, but it's on the fridge. That's what
Right.
my edits look like. Eric will give you a Picasso, and I'm out
Yeah.
here with the same footage, and mine looks like a turd. But yeah, dude is a great. He's a great editor, great storyteller. Good. It's like watching him ride bikes because it's really hard to not get stoked watching that guy ride bikes.
Yeah, he gets down. He's the one that gave me the idea for this. I met him online, basically making fun of spandex riders
Yeah,
about e-bikes. You know, he was doing the whole thing, and I kept chiming in on every. You know, I was backing him up the whole time, and he brought me on to talk about like the cruiser scene and my travels, and he gave me the idea one day, and you know, and my boy DJ right here knew that I was interested in something like that, and they both kind of pushed me in it, and now we're here at episode 6, so it's going, and we're loving it, and this is like a platform for like everybody. Like I just want to
yeah,
talk to somebody with a story. The ones that I can't wait to get on here is and it's crazy that you just brought up that the fixie that you ride with fixie riders, because out here I think they're adorable. I really do. I always
yeah.
think they're little zinsters and stuff, but they are so rude to individuals because they just want like the brakeless riders and stuff like that. But it's kind of funny when like I'm on my road bike and we're bombing down big hills, they're the first ones not to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Right,
have
right.
no brakes. So I love it. How they ride, I think they're super talented, very athletic and stuff like that. But sometimes personality wise, it's kind of funny when they don't even like to come to the big cruiser rides. And I just think it's like one big social setting for us to just have a good time and decompress, because it's, you know, a million people have things going on in their mind, and I laugh when those guys say that they're riding for street cred. It's like,
Yeah,
come on, man, we're just riding all for the same purpose, dude, just to get out there and have some fun.
bro.
Right.
If if you're getting street cred off of riding bikes, dude, good for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy for you, and I want it. Like, send me your reel. I'll share it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
cool. Good for you. I am very. I am. I'll be honest, man. I think I'm a selfish rider, dude. I ride because I need to ride. Um, I love like the culture and like what BMX brings to all of us. I love that it's something that like we can like my passion, dude, is like I love these kids that are just slaying on big bikes and I love the bike life scene. But I'm also not that scene. I'm 52. So like
Right.
if I go to a main like a big bike life ride, I'll go if it's like a big promoted ride, like everyone come because
Right.
that's going to be more of a community thing.
Right.
But if it's just like a bunch, like there's a group that rides on Saturdays every Saturday here, but I end up getting frustrated because I'm putting my 80s brain and my 52-year-old expectations on a bunch of kids that the same way that adults when I was in the 80s were like, you know,
He's
the
doing
security
that.
the
Yeah.
security guard like, hey, you can't ride bikes here, and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to ride bikes, brother, so this is the only place I'm going to ride, or someone's going to steal me because it's the 80s, right? So like that battle is the same now. I'm the adult now telling kids like, hey, stay right because a car is going to come and I don't want to see your guts all
Yeah.
over the floor, to be honest with you. um,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I really can't afford the T-shirt that I'm wearing, and it's a gray color, and I don't want your guts on it. So please stay this side of the line because I don't want to be impacted by your decision making. Right? Like
Mhm.
Right.
it's I'm not here to harsh your ride. I'm not here to tell you how to enjoy your bike. I just don't want to be caught up in it because like couple things. I have a bunch of tattoos and I'm old, so I'm slow. And when the cops come, I'm the one they're gonna hit because I look the most hittable out of all of them. Like those dudes that are frustrated at bikes, they've been chasing bikes for like 6 months, a year, and this is their opportunity. And they see the beard and they see
Right.
the tattoos, and bro, I am gonna get cooked instantly by some dude half my age. And I'm like, man, I'm just over here trying to ride wheelies and get dads to ride wheelies.
Right.
So what I've realized, dude, is like not every ride is for me. You know what I mean? Like that's the big
Absolutely.
that's the big con of cycling that like I think is like we talk about it like your fixie crowd, if you're in a fixie group, if you're in a big BMX group, if you're in the dad group, like if you're riding with a bunch of dads on big BMX bikes, it's going to be a different experience. Not everyone's going to be doing wheelies. Probably nobody's going to be swerving because nobody's paid off their deductible yet. And we understand that, like, for me to get that joy of swerving, I also, if I get hit or I fall down, like that's like a vacation out of my paycheck, out of my like savings account, right? I'm like, do I care about swerving or do I want to go to Disneyland? All right, I'm
Right.
just gonna stay right and do my thing over here, ride wheelies. But that's my brain. I can't expect kids to find the same joy. They have to learn that stuff, and so what it just frustrates people my age when you try and ride with that scene. Let me move my arm out because I'm getting caught up. But when you try and ride with that scene, and you give expectations that are just not there, and so it's
Right.
better, man. For me, it's better for me to ride in a community ride where I'm not going to feel like I'm the oldest person there. I'm not showing up and it's like, dude, is it like who invited 21 Jump Street? Like I look like a narc if I show up to like a ride. So like you have to know your audience, you have to know your role, you have to like all of that, dude. So for me, my passion is I want to get dudes like me, like you, that don't know that there's these big BMX bikes. I promise you, there are dudes on the couches right now just sitting around watching How I Met Your Mother for the 18th time that would rather be in the garage tinkering with a BMX bike. They just don't know they're out there because they haven't gone to a BMX bike or a BMX
Right.
shop in a long time. So my goal, dude, is like, hey, if you rode BMX bikes as a kid, they make them for us. If your knees suck like mine do, they make them and they're easy to ride. You're not riding a little tiny bike. You don't look like a tweaker. Like it, there's a lot of advantages to riding a big bike. Look, no shade to my friends that are adults riding 20-inch bikes because that's where their joy is. But like I'm looking to recreate with big BMX bikes. I can recreate on a Saturday when I don't have anything to do. I can be 13 again. I can get on my bike,
Right.
call my
Yep.
friend, ride from my house to their house, and then say, dude, you want to go to the skate park? We'll cheat, we'll put our bikes in the back of his truck, but like nobody wants to see a 52-year-old man with a beard and tattoos riding a 20-inch bike down the street to his friend's house.
Right.
Like if I'm driving by that guy, I'm like I'm yelling bike life out the window, but I'm also thinking like I don't
He
know that
stole
that's
that bike. He
that's not the
stole.
most efficient way to do this, my
Yeah.
friend. Let me
Yeah.
help you, right? Like so that's my thing is like, man, if you love 20-inch bikes, I have 20-inch bikes. I ride them in the front. I do flatland. I love it, but I do it on big BMX bikes. I just want to ride bikes. That's where my end all be all. That's like meet people, tell stories, make sure that people understand like this is where you came from. And even if you don't understand where you came from, like I'm one of those guys, dude, like I've been at the very beginning of two very big sports, BMX freestyle and the UFC. And like I'd sent, I don't know who I was, I think I was talking to you, David, right? I
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
And so like back in the old days, like I accidentally became friends with like half the original UFC Hall of Fame because I was riding bikes. I was thirsty. I look at a garage, like a strip mall garage of like industrial, and I see a door that's up, and I'm like, they'll have water in there. I ride my bike over and I look inside, like my eyes adjust to the sun, and I see like a ring, like a boxing ring, and like I'm expecting this to be a mechanic, and I see a boxing ring, so I'm already in Stranger Things upside down. I'm like, what in the hell is this? And they're looking at me, right? So I got all these dudes that are half naked, all turn and look at me. I'm looking at a bunch of half naked dudes and a ring, and I'm like, man, I don't think this is a. They're like, can we help you? I'm like, do y'all have some water? I'm a little thirsty. And they're like, yeah, dude, have a seat, cool off. And these dudes were cool as shit, man. I was like drinking some water, watching this dude wrestle, and I'm like, I think that's the guy from UFC one. We just had like UFC one had just ended, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's that muscle dude that got choked out by that little guy. And so I don't know anybody's names or anything like that, and I'm just like looking around, and I'm like, I see a UFC poster, and I'm like, that's that dude right there. I was like, oh no, dude. So I have no way to leave because now I'm just cooling off, and I'm like, their dudes are talking to me now. Like they're basically, it was Ken Shamrock in the middle of the ring, and all of like the Lions Den is the name of the gym. All these Lions Den guys are like continuously wrestling him, he would wrestle, tap him out, and then he goes, "Hey, do you want to get in here?" And I was like, "No, there's no way. I'm you you do this on TV. I watch it on TV, and I'm thirsty." And he goes, I was like, I do not want to get, I'm just not getting hit today is not my thing, right? And so I'm sizing it up, right? Because I don't know if I'm about to get jumped because I'm from Stockton, dude. Like this is, I'm already put my, I've broken 3 rules of like, I went inside someplace with dudes I don't know. Like I'm about to get jumped is all I could think. And I'm like, all right, well, I was like, at least if I fight the big guy, mentally I have some manhood left. Like the big guy wants to fight, and he's like, "Do you want to wrestle?" I'm like, yeah, "Okay, yeah, man, let's go." I was like, "Don't hit me, dude. Just don't hit me. I gotta ride my bike home." And he's like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Try and hold me down," and I was like, "Okay." So he lays down. I lay like what I've been watching like 8 dudes do, and he just chucks me. He just, and I was like, all right, next, right? So everyone's cracking up, and so it's pretty fun. Now it's a game at this point. I was like, I got chucked a second and a half later. Like I grabbed his foot, right? And so I lasted like an eighth of a second longer, and I stood on that ground. I was like, bro, I had him for like an eighth of a second. He didn't throw me right off. So at the end of that, they were like, dude, you want to come back on Tuesday at this time, and we're gonna do this again. And I was like, all right. Why not? I had a great time. So that was like how I accidentally joined like a bunch of UFC fighters. I wasn't a fighter. I just liked like wrestling with these dudes was hilarious. And just the camaraderie and all that. But like these guys went on to like Jerry Bolander, Pete Williams, like I knew all these guys like Boss Rutan, Tank Abbott, all the guys that were like the original no teeth UFC fighter guys.
Oh, you met the first generation then.
It was all the
Right.
the first generation, dude. Like literally, like I was in, like I was telling you, y'all gonna watch a movie coming out real soon called The Smashing Machine, and it's about a guy named Mark Kerr, one of the original UFC fighters.
Yes, I know. Very familiar.
So Mark Kerr is probably the nicest guy. All of the all UFC fighters up until Tito were absolutely chill and cool because none of them took it seriously because it wasn't a job. Tito was the first one that got paid to be there, but like there's a famous scene if you can look this up. It has nothing to do with bikes, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. There is a you can look up UFC champion. Pete Williams knocks out Mark Coleman, and I can tell you Pete Williams was an alternate in that fight. Dude owed me $20 when he left. Somebody got hurt, and Mark Coleman didn't have anyone to fight, so they're like, Pete's gonna fight. Like Pete, you're the alternate. He went in. He got paid $2,000, whether he wins, loses, there's a draw. He got $2,000 to be there. So it just happened that he got paid $2,000 to be the alternate, and they called him up. And so he went to the. He came home with the UFC gold UFC belt. I picked him up from like I remember seeing him at the gym and giving him $20 to like get home. Like that I had to give him gas money to get home because the UFC didn't pay for medical.
Nothing.
They flew you out, they paid you a flat rate, and then like they flew you home. You had a hotel. That was it. So you're gonna watch that thing about Mark Coleman, and you're gonna see him get kneed in the face really disgustingly and get knocked out. And you will see on the ceiling it looks like little glass shards dangling down. And that's the hotel that I went. And my roommate at the time, his name is Oleg Tektarov.
I
And
know who that is.
Oleg, you know Oleg? Do you really?
I don't know him, but I mean, I
Yeah.
followed him since he fought. I mean, he was a Russian Sambo fighter. He fought Dan Severn. They had the rematch. I mean, I watched all of that stuff in the beginning. I mean, Patrick Smith is from Denver, Colorado, and used to train at. Oh God, hold on one second. Eric Stever is in the house, and he's saying, Isaac, he's here to make fun of you. He said, "No,
Oh,
I'm
I
just
love
joking."
it, dude. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I'm just messing around. But no, I watched UFC 1, and I remember Patrick Smith being the big thing because he had won Sabaki out here, and he was training at Tiger Kim's Taekwondo on East Colfax in Denver. And I
Dude.
remember watching the first one and everything with my stepbrother. We got together and we got to watch it and everything like that too. I remember the very first ones out here in Denver. And it was funny because once upon a time, my hobby was sport karate. I studied with a gentleman by the name of Troy McCaskill from the time I was 13 till I was like 28 years old. So that was like a
Dude.
mine I did. And so I had followed it. I also had trained with Clarence Thatch, who was a Sabaki fighter for like when I first learned like the kickboxing aspect of it. But no, I was very familiar with Oleg, and even in the movies that he's been in and stuff like that with Bad Boys and all that. But I remember him in the early
Bro, I'm about to tell you so many stories, dude, about all those movies, man. That is
Yeah,
so
I was
funny.
very familiar with all that because I was, dude, like, in the beginning, like, I was, so when I came into like the martial arts scene and getting familiar with all those guys, like, I was just like a young blue belt, while everybody else that was my age at a time, a teenager, were like first and second degree black belts. So, like, my progression came and kept going because once they got to like 18 years old and started doing other things, I was like one of the ones that like surpassed the class before me type deal. And so
Right.
like I always would show up to different seminars and stuff. I never was good at the jujitsu stuff. I know some of the basics. I give those guys like all the props in the world. And the last time I competed was when I was 46 years old. I got
Yeah.
called out by somebody young type deal. And I
Yeah.
was in a place where I went to a boxing gym and that wasn't working out. And I was living in Fort Morgan, Colorado. And I was driving like 3 times a week, like 95 miles round trip to go train with somebody who was familiar with me, an older person by the name of.
Wow.
So yeah, I had quite the background in that stuff myself. My stepbrother, I haven't talked to in years, but he definitely was a jujitsu stylist, and he got down with that stuff. There's several people I know from that scene. Like I was the one, like, I was just a sport karate guy that would show up to those ultimate fight, like the local, like what was it, the Ring of Fire that they had in Colorado.
Yeah.
I would always go to like the kickboxing. I used to love to watch the Thai fights. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan. Like before any of it, before I did football, before I did sports, I grew up with my father. One of my best memories with him is watching boxing as a kid, and I remember watching Julio Cesar Chavez, that young Mike Tyson. Like I seen them all, Camacho, like all of them. So I've always been a person that is big into contact sports. I've always liked that, and I found bicycles right around the time of 2020 with COVID as well. I'd always
Right.
ridden, never had a wheelie bike, but I my mom bought me like a purple Schwinn that everybody made fun of because all the kids had BMX bikes. But I cruised that thing. I tried to drop
Bro,
it in the lake once, but it was recovered by my stepbrother. So, but yeah, I'm familiar with those guys a lot. Oleg
dude.
was. I've always loved watching him fight. And it was funny when he fought Dolph Lundgren too, when they did the boxing match.
Dude, no one knows about that. That's funny, dude. Look. So, I don't know if you can see it. Like
I can see it.
Yeah, I can
that's
see it.
Oleg. That's Oleg, dude, giving my buddy paid him to do a cameo to send to me
Mm-hmm.
because all right, so Oleg was, I remember he calls me and I'm working, dude, and I'm back in California. First and foremost, he's like, "Hey man, I'm going to be a movie star." And I was like, "The hell you are, dude. I don't even understand what you say and I've known you for a long time." He's like, "Arnold Schwarzenegger did it." I was like, "Bro, like when you have that like moment with your friend and you're like, man, do I crush his American dream, right?" And so I'm like, "Yeah, man, but Arnold's a little bit like it was a different time." And he's like, "No, it's gonna work." He's like, "I'm gonna be a fighter. They're gonna know me. I'm gonna be an action star." And I was like, just pay rent, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just make sure rent's paid. You know what I mean? Let's just keep doing that because UFC's not paying a lot of money anyway. Like, remember this. So, like, it's not like they're famous. Like, you drive around with, like, Oleg in 1999, 1998, like, when the early UFC, like, you could go anywhere. Bouncers were like, come on in, have a great time anywhere you went. But, like, for the general public, the general public had no idea. And these dudes weren't making any kind of money. So, I remember like Oleg, like, yeah, I'm gonna be in a movie, and he's like, I'm gonna go. He did a commercial, and it was a Advil commercial or something like that, like a something for pain relief, and he was on a rowing machine. Didn't even use him in a UFC setting. They just put this like he got like he got cast as like an extra in a commercial because he was a big dude, and I love it. Like he got it, but that commercial paid so much. The residuals paid more than any movie that like he did for years. He did Air Force One, and I was like, bro, no one's gonna. We're not even gonna see you. And he was in the very last. He was the end of it. He's like, I met Harrison Ford. He was so proud. but these were all parts with no words. He didn't speak at all. He was just there. And then he's like, I got a bigger. He's like, I'm doing a movie with Nicolas Cage, and I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. I was like, are you in it? So like, I was like, are you in it this time? And he's like, he goes, yeah, man, like it's gonna be big, you know. And I was like, all right, what's it called? He's like, National Treasure. I was like, all right, I'll go. Like, cool. See you in a while, right? So he's filming. So he would come home, he would film. Like I remember being in the condo, and the UFC championship belt that he got for beating Tank Abbott, it's just sitting on the coffee table. It's just sitting there. It's like you walk in the house and the UFC belt that like everybody else is like, this is the pride and joy. Oleg could care less because he just wants to be a movie star. It's sitting on. It's like he didn't have enough time to put it away in a like on a wall. It's just sitting on a bench. Like it's just there. I take a picture and I have my feet up on the UFC belt eating cereal, and I take a picture to my friend Eric. I'm like, bro, this is the wildest thing in the world, dude. I was like, I can't believe this is even happening. And so fast forward, Oleg does that movie. He starts getting more of them. He was in Predators. He was in Bad Boys 2. You saw that one. But there was a movie called 15 Minutes, and it was about two dudes that commit crime and record them, and it was talking about social media. And Kelsey Grammer's in it. Robert De Niro's in it. Oleg, obviously, he's Russian, so he's a bad guy. And so he calls me. He's like, I met a girl. We're going to get married. And I'm like, he's like, I need you to be in the wedding. Like, I need you to get down here. Like, can you be the best man? And I was like, bro, I work. You live a life that nobody lives. I work, and I just can't go to New York, do your wedding to fill in and just come home. Like that's not my life. So his wife, right? She lives here. She has a lot of friends. Oleg only knows fighters, and he's in the East Coast where he knows absolutely nobody. So I end up. He's like, yeah, man. I had the wedding go. I was like, how did it turn out? And he sends me his picture of his wedding party, and it's Oleg's wife and all of the bridesmaids, Oleg and like the crew, like people from the movie that were filming in like tuxedos and all that. And then Robert De Niro was his best man, and he's wearing like a floral, a Hawaiian shirt. And so it's like Oleg's wedding party and De Niro's in it. Like, can you imagine how upset your wife is anytime anyone looks at your wedding photo? Because everyone that sees a wedding photo walks up and goes, "Is that Robert De Niro? Is that Robert De Niro?" Like they don't even exist. It's like Robert De Niro in a Hawaiian shirt at their wedding. So yeah, dude, it's been a wild adventure. My life has just been kind of crazy all over the place with like early UFC, early BMX, but the point of it is like the early freestyle guys, we all have like a thing. Like we all kind of segregated into that. I don't understand. Like if I watch UFC today, everybody is the same. But like in my era, it was like a karate guy versus there wasn't a whole lot of hybrid. So it was very interesting to watch. Now it's naturally progressed into MMA as its own style, right? It's its own
Right.
style of fighting. It's not like a street fight anymore. And that's great. It's progressed. It's become more something, a lot less like brutal and gory and all of that. But dude, like BMX, when you look at it, talking about like your fixie thing where the fixie guys kind of get together, it's just like one of those moments where everyone thinks their era is the right era, it's the best era, it's the absolute, and you have to respect where you came from. Like dudes can join MMA today and have no idea who Ken Shamrock is,
Right.
who Oleg is. Do I want them to respect and understand it? Yeah, because I feel like it will make you a more well-rounded fighter. Is it required? No, dude. Like if you just hop on a bike and you want to learn wheelies, is it important that you know who Perry Kramer, PK Ripper is? Is it important that you know who Bubba Harris is? Like, no, you're gonna race, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna have a great time. Do I want you to study that and learn about like those stories? Yeah, because I'm a human and I think human stories make us all more rounded and grounded and help us process. There's a reason, like if you look at it, it's biblical. I know you're not supposed to even talk about biblical, but like there's a reason God made Adam and Eve because Adam got real bored. Like if you like the story is man wasn't supposed to be by himself. So go to sleep, take a rib, now you have someone to talk to. Like we're all supposed to be hanging out with one another. We're all supposed to be having that bond. We're not supposed to be fighting about whose team has the most X, Y, and Z's. Like it's just nuts. So I think that's where I get the most stoke is like finding my crew, finding my like my people, the people that understand the way that we all were raised, the way that we rode bikes, and I love riding bikes with them. But I also love riding bikes with a 13-year-old kid that showed up on a lowrider cruiser that he made. That's going to take so long for him to ride around this like 5 mile ride because his cranks are going like this. But
Right.
I'm a ride right next to him because like his passion is the same as my passion. It's just a different version of the frame. That's it. We all enjoy the feeling of pedaling down a road. If no one's watching, if it's late at night and no one's watching, you're probably going to start doing this down the street, just going back and forth because it's fun. And it's fun when you're 12 and it's fun when you're 112. Like that feeling of like floating and doing that is timeless. And so if I can help dudes figure out, or when I say dude, like if I can help anybody find some peace and joy riding bikes, I'm here for it. That's like me in a nutshell. Like what is your stoke? Riding bikes with my friends and doing stupid stuff. That is my stoke.
I
Even
love
with
it.
Eric. Even with
Even
Eric.
with Eric,
Yeah.
should we bring that character on here? I know he's watching right now.
Bring him
Hey man,
on. Send him a link.
let me send him the link real quick. What is your, when you competed in the 80s and stuff like that, what's your most memorable adventure? Like, what was your most memorable competition, I should say?
That's a great question, dude.
Like, I mean, what just stood out? What was like, I mean, I'm sure you did local stuff. Everybody does local stuff, but you
Yeah,
did
I,
travel. You said you did represent. So what was
I think,
set everything?
yeah, like I think okay, so my first contest, I think it was 14, I was 14 novice. It was in
Okay.
Sacramento and it was for I think it was like the AFA, American Flatland Association. And it was my first exposure outside of my little area riding with a lot of people that also did freestyle. And I remember I think everybody did a run to a Beastie Boys song that day. Like they just played the Beastie Boys the whole time. Like that was like our favorite. Everybody had a routine to girls or fight for your right to party or something. So I remember that, and I remember I was so excited to actually like compete and see. And then I remember I get out there and my nerves, I just start shaking, bro. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And I don't remember the run. I know I touched the whole point of flatland is to do tricks without touching the ground. I touched 3 or 4 times, and I think I ended up getting, if not last place, very close to last place. And I was like, the the rug had been pulled out from underneath me, and reality had set in of like, maybe you're not good at this, dude. And so having that moment of like, yeah, you know what? It's fun. Like whether I'm good at this or not, it's fun. And so the next contest I went out and I had no expectations. I was like, I'm going to get last place again. In that contest, I got first place and beat my best friend who was a better rider than me, but he ended up not having he touched somewhere in his run. And so I won. And that caused a bit of like animosity between like in our crew. Like it's almost like I had to apologize for winning, right? And so that was like a moment. So I will always remember that. And it's just one of those things like it was a moment you realize organized sports isn't necessarily fair, and fair in the moment of, well, I won, but man, I can't go home and brag that I won because I ride with this guy and he's better than me. He does harder tricks. I just pull my tricks off like more consistently. But in my mind, he was a better rider. So that was the first. I was like, man, I just contest seemed weird, man. Like it doesn't feel right, right? The next contest I entered, I ended up getting third place, and I lost to like legendary riders, and that was a weird one too. I I only mention those other ones because I don't remember the contest as much as I remember how I felt about it afterwards. So
That's the main thing. There you
yeah,
go.
dude, like I remember the first one is the most vivid because I remember that one had the most emotional impact of like you got last place, dude. Like I everybody is better than at that point. Like I went home. There's the hyperbole of everyone's better than me. And then there's the fact that like you see a sheet and your name's at the bottom. You're like, no, no, dude, everybody was better than you. Like there's that moment, right? And you're like, is this my thing, dude? And I ended up settling for like, this is all I got, and I really enjoy doing it. Whether I win or lose, like I like doing this. I'd rather do this and be last place than try and play Atari or something. I don't know, whatever like kids were doing. So that was it, man. It was like either freestyle or nothing. So that's what it was for me, man. And I loved it. And then, like I said, I got first place the next time, and then third place at another contest. I couldn't even tell you a trick. I just know who beat me, and I'm proud of like who beat me because they were dudes that I really respected. And like after coming off the win where I don't feel I should have, like getting a third place, I was like that felt a little bit better. You know what I mean? As far as like, because I trust me, man. Like when you are riding with really talented people in a competitive situation, whether it's BMX or UFC, like besides like a random knockout, you know who's better at the ground game. You know who's got more gas. You know who's got better submission, who's got better balance, who's faster. And in BMX, you know who has better tricks than you. You know how consistently they pull them, things like that. So when you get a win that you feel like, man, that is exactly where I should have been. That felt good. No matter where I placed, it felt good that like, yeah, that seemed about right.
Hey, we have somebody online saying that he's your twin, and it is a good friend of mine from Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Ben Balau himself. He was telling
Bro,
me, he's saying, "What up, my twin?"
dude, I
Big
love
shout out to Ben.
Motor City Benz. Dude, here's the funniest thing. Everywhere he goes, people are like, big bike. And then if I go somewhere that's not local to me, people are like, hey, I love your wheelies every day. And I'm like, that's Motor City Benz, bro. I love that too. But we do look a lot alike, dude. Like it's shocking when
Yes,
you
y'all
see.
do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, you guys.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't wanna. I was like, I don't know. I was like, let me just not start on that line because
Bro,
I'm thinking,
no. Ben is good company, dude. If I'm gonna be compared to somebody, I want to be compared to Ben. That dude has a heart of gold.
Big
yes,
shout
he
out to
does.
Ben today. Big shout out to Ben today. Today was his 300th wheelie, 300th day of doing wheelies today.
Today
So
is
that is a
300.
big, yeah, today was big 300 today. So he has 65 more days to go. And
Two
Ben just,
months, man. 2 months.
that's just one beautiful person. When I was in Michigan, I was out there for about a year taking care of my mom, and Ben was one of the first people that I met out there. And I did ride with him on Saturdays a handful of times, and on regular rides as the Thursday night slow roll and where we at Wednesday. Ben knew I was struggling mentally out there in Michigan because I have been in Colorado my whole life.
It's
My whole
hard,
life
dude. It's
Colorado.
hard.
So for
Yeah.
me to change cultures and go to a different state that I wasn't familiar with, I did I have family there? Yes, I did. My bike life family as well as my immediate family, but excuse me. But to go to a place that you're not familiar with, that you haven't really been there since you were a kid when you would visit your father, it
Yeah.
was a culture shock for me. And for me to hang out with like Ben, King Wayne, and a lot of the other Detroit bike life people, like I was driving 140 miles round trip just to hang out a couple of days a week, so 280 miles round trip, and
Wow.
DJ Seldom Seen even knows that too. My struggle with that, and I ultimately everything was good with my mom, but I came back to Colorado and stuff like that. But I had to reach out to Ben a few times to have somebody to talk to, like a support person, because he had also been in Colorado for 20 years
Yeah.
of his life too, but that was his home and stuff. So Ben was he definitely helped me a few times, because I had some rough times out there, because I was just so, like, I didn't have access to people that I did, and it's really weird, at 48 years old, moving to a new community and knowing zero people is
Dude.
definitely,
Yeah, because you got to think, like, if I'm not working here, I didn't go to school here. Like, where am I? What am I gonna do? Go
You
to
don't
a
know
bar?
nobody. You
What am
don't
I
know
gonna do? Go to a
nothing.
bar? Like,
Yeah,
no, dude. Like, there's
yeah.
there's there's really nothing. There's nothing you can do. You gotta like find your hobby, find your passion, find those people. It's life is hard, man. Like, find people that you can rely on, and you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like, that's gonna carry you more than money ever will. Like, keep protect your mind. I'm gonna go into dad mode just for a second.
no, do it, spit them facts.
Protect your mind. Protect your thoughts, because that is a currency that is being bought and sold by your social media and the things that you go to. Like, you're being programmed to please other people every single day. You're being programmed for your likes, and I cannot tell you enough how many, like, I work in the tech industry. I can promise you that there are psychologists that are on the payroll that design how your mind works and how to keep you scrolling. And you may say, a good example, like, whatever you hate is what you're going to see on your social media. You
Right.
you think you're going to see, if I just like pictures of cats, and I'll give you a political one. Let's say you cannot stand Charlie Kirk. I'm going to say the polarizing thing. You don't like Charlie Kirk. I promise you that you are going to see pro Charlie Kirk reels consistently, because you're going to click it, you're going to go, you're going to look at the comments, and you're going to silently argue with them and be like, these people are stupid. Scroll. They're going to show you 3 or 4 cat reels, and then you're going to see another reel that's going to make you mad, clickbait. And you're going to look at the comments. And then they're going to watch how quickly they can get you to stay. Where do you stop scrolling? I promise you it's not on the stuff you like. Cats, you're
Right.
not reading comments on cat reels. But you're going to read comments on something you hate or something you truly do are passionate about. So
Absolutely.
protect your mind. Know
I
when
was
you're
just,
being played.
hey, I was just saying, when I was talking, me and Dave was talking. That's why I told him you got to know where your peace lie,
Yep.
because if you don't, you'll get caught up in so much stuff, man. So you got to really be disciplined to yourself more so than anything,
Yep.
and stay focused on that. Because, like you said, it's either going to be something you don't like or something that you like, and either way it go, it sometimes don't balance out, because sometimes we want things that we can't even get. We can't afford them or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's
All
like,
day. All
so you
day.
have to know where your piece is at and just stay focused that way, and don't get caught up in the clusters of everything. People do
What
it all the time. Yeah.
what if I told you that your happiness, if you're on social media, is dependent on what they tell you that you're happy about? You will suddenly find that your house isn't big enough. You need some of these lights. You're not like you're going to
Right.
need these lights. Everybody else has them.
Right.
And then you're going to post a picture of your lights, and you're going to see some likes and some comments that say that looks great. Were you thinking about lights? Did you feel unfulfilled until you had purple and
Right.
blue lights in your house? No. They made
Right.
you feel that way. And we all bought into it. So just protect your mind, man. No, if you suddenly feel that you're frustrated at social media, put your phone down, pause, and ask yourself, how did I get to that point? And play back what you just scrolled and tell me. You will that's how you will, like, rip the veil off and see the way the algorithm plays you, is by going like, wait, I'm pissed. Hold on, how did I get here? I was just looking at cats and bikes. And now I'm over here watching somebody scam somebody, and now I'm all angry because I'm Like I didn't get scammed. I'm watching someone get scammed. I'm angry for them. And now I'm like rage scrolling. Man, they got me at that point.
I,
Now I
I,
have
I, I say it every day to people that I love, man. I tell them, know where your peace is at. Don't let nothing control that at all, because that's what
yep,
gets you. Like you said, it gets you every time, because just what you said, you see the lights, you get the lights, and then next thing you know, not even on top of that, you start seeing something that's even better, and then you be like, well, dang, I should have got these instead of these, and
100%.
and then you're right caught up in that same cluster of, man, I need to get these lights. Nah, you don't really need them lights.
Nope.
you,
Nope.
you
You
don't.
like
Yeah.
call your friends. Here's where they get you. They social media has us all thinking just about me. Just about me. It's my wall. It's my me. I exist. And we don't call our buddies anymore. I send a cat reel here and there, like, hey, look at this cat falling off of it. Look at this cat beat up this dog. Look at this cat fall off of this ledge and break milk. Like, I don't call my buddy and go, hey man, how are you doing for reals? Right?
Right.
We don't do that stuff anymore, man. So check in on your people, dude. As you get older, you care about this stuff because you start seeing how finite time is and how like the amount that I acquire in life, like once you sit back and you're sitting there at work and you're like, oh, that my heart hurt just now. I'm gonna go back to work. But that moment is gonna change your life because you're like, oh, I could fall down and die right now. Any of us could die. You don't think about that when you're young. You're invincible, and that's the way life is designed. You're supposed to think that way. But as you get older and you start really like realizing you're clawing back and you're trying to like, man, that relationships are more important than anything I gathered because if I just die right now, I died with a bunch of stuff. But am I as happy as someone that has like a solid group of bros that they talk to and can vent and like none of us are getting mental health therapy at all because like
Right.
we were just taught to just shut up and sit in the corner. So like me going to talk to somebody, I don't think is going to help me because I'll never get past that stigma. But I can talk to my friends who have been through it, who understand the way that we all got here, and that to me is invaluable. So find your group, find your people, because it's crazy out there, man. But bikes are here for you. If you're into MMA, like your club where you wrestle, those dudes will be tight with you. Like find your people and lean in on them because it is a crazy world right now. And if you spend too much time away from actually interacting with people, solving problems with people, listening to their sides of arguments, then like we are not going to get any better as people, right? Like we're just going to fall apart. So,
Yeah, that's well said. Very well said. Final thought, because we're
yeah,
running out of time. Final thought. I asked this to everybody. You've covered just about everything, though. State to state and city to city, worldwide. One final message to all of bike life, be it BMX, be it fixie, be it e-bikes, whatever it is. What's your final thought that you would like to tell everybody?
protect it. Protect it. Protect your scene. Protect protect your scene from everything. It's you and your scene versus everything. Because if it goes away because of whatever, if drama gets in the way, if you are too dependent on one person in your crew to keep it together, like you have to maintain those relationships. You have to maintain your scene because it's precious and don't take it for granted, right? Protect it. Don't let culture vultures come in and stir the pot and make everybody get frustrated. There's always going to be a new e-biker that makes somebody mad. There's always going to be the new person that is just gets on everyone's nerve, but they're still your people. Don't forget that. Like you may be like Eric and I will talk like if I'm gonna clown on e-bikes, I can promise you I can show up to any ride of his on an e-bike and he's gonna be like, let's go send it, right? When the rubber meets the road. We all just want to ride bikes. We all just want to get that freedom. So embrace it, protect it, guard it. It's an inclusive thing, man, but just understand like you don't own it. It belongs to all of us. And if you start feeling like you own it, then like it's like grabbing sand.
You're
It's
caught
you
up in it. You're too wrapped up in something that's
bike.
gonna end up in nothing.
Here's the thing, bike life is very good at welcoming you. You are going to show up and you are going to be love bombed because people love bikes as much as you do. You're going to show up and you are going to feel like you are really important in the scene. You're going to feel like, man, I am ingrained in this. This is mine. You feel almost ownership over it instead of realizing that I am just in a chapter of this giant world. And for me, like, same with UFC. If someone's like, you want to watch the UFC, I'm like, I don't know anything about it, dude. I know, like, I know the moves, but I don't know any of these kids. And I apologize, like, I don't mean that disrespectful, but to me, you guys are kids that are playing. Like, they're 20 to 30. Like, after 30, you start
They're
aging
kids.
out.
Yeah,
Conor,
never
Conor
said that.
McGregor's done. You know what I mean? And that dude's not even 40 or whatever. So,
Right.
like, it ends quick.
Definitely.
And everybody will have like a chapter, and it's wild to get to this, like, where I'm in that old school era. Like, you get to an age, dude, like, and you start seeing like the my generation this, my generation that, like, they're never gonna know what it's like to have a beeper. They're never gonna know what it's like to blah blah blah. Everyone feels their generation struggled and thrived the most. And that's the funniest part, is every generation is that for them. So like once you realize that, dude, you realize, like, protect your scene, but like understand you're a tourist in it. You know what I mean? You don't own it. You don't know where it goes, it goes. Like, you do what you do best and understand where, like, you stay in your lane. That's the fit in where you fit in, enable everybody that you can enable, and have a good time. And once it's not fun, do something else, because like tomorrow's not guaranteed, dude. Have as much fun as you can, and love your friends, love your family, and money don't matter. That, like, money matters to a degree, but like, if you are not happy now and you win $1 bazillion, you could buy all the things and you're still going to be unhappy and stressed. I promise you. Like,
I said, listen,
you
that's what
know,
I tell people. Money don't make you any different. It makes you more of what you already were.
hmm
Exactly.
Bro, I've worked at a tech company for a long time, and I've watched a lot of people go from janitors to millionaires. And if I've watched people go from nothing to suddenly having some scratch, I can tell you that the if you were unhappy before that check showed up, you're still unhappy after that check shows up. It was the wildest thing to watch, like, my company grow, my company go and list on the like, get all of a sudden stock sort of thing, and you, like, people made a lot of money overnight, and to see, like, like, all of a sudden the parking lot is Honda Accords, it's Corvettes, and it's, Tahoes, and every possible color of, like, Charger and Hellcat was in my parking lot, like, from 18-year-old, 19-year-old people. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
that car, dude, is like, that is, it was worth that when you bought it, and now it's worth a third of that the next day.
Right.
Like, but you don't think about that. You don't understand it. That's not where your values is. So, it was funny just to, like, live through that and go, man, I am the old guy telling these people to save your money, when 20 years ago I would have gave a toad to drive a Hummer, because that was like my dream car. I was like, dude, if I drove an H1 Hummer, oh my gosh, I would have insert X, Y, and Z joy. you know,
Right.
like, I ended up buying a used Hummer, and I couldn't sell it quick enough, dude. I hated that car. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. I cannot tell you enough how much I hate that car. It was my dream car. Like, got one, and I was like, what a shell of happiness this is. It's a like this it's a beater. You know what I mean? I sold it, and I drive a Ford F-150. Like, because it gets good mileage. Like, and I can carry bikes in it. Like that,
Right.
priorities, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's wild. But thanks for giving me the opportunity to hang out with you guys and chit chat about bikes and
Bro,
MMA.
you
That
was
was I've
You
never
was
shared my MMA stuff, dude. It's so wild. I could tell you so many random stories. Like,
Oh, dude, we could sit back and talk for hours on that stuff, man. Like I was watching, I'll end it, here in a second. But on that note, when I was a kid, when I idolized my instructor and stuff, he used to tell me, a real black belt doesn't leave until the senior black belts are done fighting. So I used to be one of those ones that sat back and watched all the videos, even when like MMA started going off. I was trying to find some kind of new move that I could incorporate over into the sport karate side. So no, I mean,
yeah,
I know all the, one thing I do agree with you that you were saying that a lot of them that they don't know is like, you don't know, you need to know your history. You should know your history of everything. And when I competed, my instructor will tell you now, he cracks up. Like I can tell you all of his fights, all of his wins, all of his losses, his biggest rivals. Like I used to be that kid that used to sit there until it was, I was an annoying little shit, just like I'm now. But
yeah.
I used to be one of those ones that sat there till the end and would watch it constantly. So no, we'll definitely get together one time when I ride with you and we can talk for hours on that. But
Yeah,
on
dude.
a closing note, I really do appreciate you coming on here, Isaac. We're so new at this, and Eric is Eric and DJ both are a big push for me to do this, and we just kept going. And he gave me the idea. Eric comes in December, I believe December 1st. He's coming first
Nice.
week of December, so he's coming on too. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming out today and talking with us. And this was a great story, dude. You really covered a lot, so I do
Pretty wild.
appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's funny because normally I just talk about bikes. It's like I don't really like. I don't get into a lot of like the other stuff, like my MMA or anything like that, because it was like it's not something. It's just it's a chapter, man. It's weird. It's like it's interesting because it's like everybody kind of knows who these people are, and it's like dude, at the time you just didn't know. I had no idea these people were going to be famous. They were like, big in Japan. Like it's a funny ass song, but like, like Boss Rutan they were fighting in Pancrase in Japan,
Mhm.
and so no
Open
one knew
hands.
who. Open hand, dude. Yeah, like you've never been punched. You've never been punched until you've been punched with an open palm. Like
Mhm.
that will ring your bell, dude. Like it's funny because and most of the time I don't share the story because of I don't want you to think I'm a good fighter. I just happen to live with a bunch of really good fighters and just used to get beat. I've been beat up and choked out and like I've been armbarred by half of the Hall of Fame. Like I know what a good armbar feels like. So like if some like random purple belt or like a blue belt puts me in an armbar, like I'm not going to feel the same way. And I'm not a good fighter, but I know what a good armbar feels like because I've had a lot of them. Like if I, you know what I mean? So like I know when I have options because I've been in these situations with really talented dudes that like, like I know how far to push it on a heel hook. Like that is not a smart thing to do, but like I've been heel hooked by everybody. Like it sucks. Everyone like if you go to any Brazilian jiu-jitsu place and you start to heel hook somebody, everyone's gonna yell at you. They're gonna point and like that's the banned move and all this and like, bro, I slept on the floor and I used to wake up with like pros in in a heel hook, like, and I'm just like, what is going on, dude? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And it's like they're like, get up, man, get up. We have to go run. And I'm like, I don't fight. You fight. I don't have to run. They're just like, you're running. So like, I just had to go run. I had to go do all this stuff. Like, do you have any old magazines? Do you have any of your?
No, I lost a lot of that stuff over the years. I used to have a lot of National Black Belt League magazines and Karate Kung Fu magazines, all that stuff like that, but not no more. But I mean,
If you find grappling magazine, it's
I
called
remember that.
Grappling Magazine.
I remember that.
And it's a who's on Oleg was on the cover doing somebody's on the cover doing a flying armbar, and inside there's the whole thing on Alan Goes or Gauche, Alan
Hmm.
Goes, and he was at like this is I'll tell you this the background of this. I'm like, hey man, I want to go get coffee. And my Oleg's like, yeah, we can go get coffee. And then we got to run over and see Gene, like this guy, Gene LaBelle. I was
Judo
like,
Gene
cool.
LaBelle.
Judo Gene LaBelle, World Grappling Federation. So we go get coffee. We go to Gene's office. Gene's like, come on, we got to go over to this other office. So I'm
God,
just
God damn it.
that guy. And so, and his nose is just like, dude, and like he can squeeze you with like his hand and kill you. It's just nuts. This guy's so good. And he's so old and he looks like he's old, bro, but he can hurt you, which is the wildest thing. It's like my brain is still processing 30 years ago the way that this old man hurt me. But like, dude, he was so good. But Gene's like, we gotta go over to this place. So we all jump in the car again. Now I I'm over at the publishing house for like Black Belt Magazine Grappling. Alan is there. They're like, hey, we need someone to do these like the action shots with Alan for this interview. So they have someone like getting choked out, getting armbarred. I'm the guy that's in this magazine getting beat up by Alan Goez. Like he's got me in an armbar, he's got me in a rear naked choke, he's got me in a was it Mataleon or like one of these things? Like he's got me in a chicken wing is what we called it.
The chicken wing, yeah.
I just wanted to go get coffee. We left in the morning to go get coffee. Go to Gene's. From Gene's, we go to the black belt place, taking pictures. But like, because Gene couldn't be choked out by Alan, Oleg is a pro fighter. He can't be in a picture getting choked out by Alan Goez. So who gets it? The dude that gets armbarred like on the shag carpet at home gets it. They're like, here's a gi. So you'll see me, dude. I don't have a black belt, but in this magazine, I have a black belt and a full like gi. Like,
I'll have to check that out. I'm gonna look it up now because I mean I'm familiar with it. So.
all right. And then after we hang up, dude, stay on the Zoom call because I'm gonna tell you how I accidentally went and made a movie with Oleg after doing a seminar all day in Bakersfield. So hang out for that. I'll tell you that story.
Okay, hey guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next week, we're going to have the man himself from Detroit, Michigan, from G-Mob, Mr. Bo Wilson will be on. That's going to be an interesting one, right? What you think, DJ Seldom Seen?
Yeah, sir. It was going to be really, really nice to hear about the culture out there in Detroit.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good one.
Detroit's strong, dude. Detroit is strong. They have a great scene out there.
One thing I will say about Detroit, and I can't say this enough, the level of creativity is something else with their bicycles. Because I mean, I remember one for shits and giggles, somebody had a pink Barbie car on a bicycle that was a BMX that they were cruising around. So it was a good one. But hey, everybody, we're about to run out of time. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you later. I'm the Bike Life Surfer from the 5280 and my co-host, the Emperor of Bike Life, DJ Seldom Seen. Peace.
Yes. Peace.